If you have a dream, this is the place for the dream. And you don't have to leave your dream at the doorstep. You can bring it in, and you want to be a teacher or writer or anything else, if you're prepared to suffer, or if you're prepared to take chances.
Chuig me sa seans. Tháinig me a gámhíle sa héanas dúirt gach duine nach rán chathair mar géine. Ach is fear fad an aistear nuair atá muinneáin agat, agus nuair a héan tú san áhaintear.
All you have to do is be on foot, and serendipitously you run into more people that you haven't seen in so many years. You run into things that, museums, galleries, a restaurant that just opens. Because of the way it's set up, the incidence of miracles, of serendipitous, fabulous, happy accidents is just so increased. If you're in LA and you run into somebody you've had a car accident, you just do not get on foot in LA the way you do here.
Tá fuinne faoi le ag gacháid sa chathair. Is féidir microcosm go chultúir amháin a aimsiú, Ghavlok ó chultúr eile. Is cairí nua áireach ina bhfuil na mílta sreathe marachtáil ar scá chéile. Tá sé dochreite, ach aibríonn sé. Tá slua ar chéintíomh díam anseo, tá airtheacha agus drothárdacha nua agam. Pólanig, Indiaigh, Rúisig, Arabic, Sínig, Africaigh, Idálaigh, Mexicaigh. Ní leanna géineach go bornam. Agus is breile mé sin. Tá meid siúla gus géimna na nína tháinig Rome. Níl féinúlach dagam anseo.
I wish I had a New York to move to. I'm already here, and I'm like, oh, geez, that must be really something to just say, oh, I'm just pulling up and I'm moving to New York. And I'm like, I've always been fascinated by that.
I thought I was coming here for 3 months, and I've been here 12 years. I was on my way to Canada, so I say that now. You'd probably ask me again in 20 years, I'm probably still here.
New York's got the big ego, and so if you grow up and you realize that, that you need confidence, New York gives you confidence.
If you're a kid and you're looking for your first job and a newspaper hires you, you believe that you can do it. I can do this somehow. And then once you learn how to do that stage of it, you think, I could write a novel. I wonder how could I do it? Of course you do it. Or a movie or whatever. That you can push to the furthest limits of your talent to find things that you didn't know you knew. And I think the city has something to do with that. I think the example of so many people who came here and became what they could never have been at home if they had stayed home. They couldn't be that. Charles Dickens comes here in 1841, and somebody takes him to a low dive down in the Five Points. And in the place he sees a dancer, 17-year-old black kid named Master Juba. And he writes about him, and he says, this is the greatest dancer in the world, says Charles Dickens. And Master Juba teams up with an Irish guy named John Diamond. Diamond would do a little clog dance of the Irish tradition. Juba would say, you think that's good? Watch this. And then he'd do something. And together, they invent tap dancing. And from them comes Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, the Nicholas Brothers, Bob Fosse, Michael Bennett, a slew of people who took this form that these two young men invented, and which they could never have done in their own country. Tap dancing could not have been invented in Ireland, and tap dancing could never have been invented in Africa. It had to be here, through the merging of talents, through the merging of cultures, and the freedom to make variations on it and to do something new with it. That they did that, and there must be 10,000 other examples in popular music, in the use of factories and machines, in architecture, in engineering, all the things that happened here first that became common to the world.
Tá dríocht de baint leis an áit seo. Tá dríocht Somália néir an chomá, áit ar war agus a dag na céta glúin a Róm. Ach dag siad a gusméig, rian an animachta, ar an Atlantach agus ar airigí móra an dain. Dag muinter na héirean a lorg in nua aurach. Fecem rian de ins na seanna tithe tárne, ins na green grafana de éire mangrath gáir a tef hir de chór a biontaí. Tá dríocht de baint le ma chórdach, leis an siúl, le ma aspa fatis. Níl me a brano sir, tá me lánach dorm go mairach.
When the Irish came, the Dutch was pissed off. And then when the Italians came, the Irish were pissed off. And when the Jews came, oh, forget it. When Puerto Ricans came here, nobody really knew what Puerto Ricans were. They were very, very ignorant as to who we were as people. And the Puerto Ricans go, this is who we are, this is what we eat, this is what we wear, this is how we party, that's it. And New York from the past went, we don't like it, we don't like it, we don't like it, we don't like it. All right, sit at the table. You know, and they've done that to every immigrant that has come its way.
Tá me Somalia is mór fad, ach nor illimer éireann, a me ahre, a me strán séir me hir hain, a me éonar, agus me deanta mo wintere.
I got a friend of mine, Gene Tiernan. He's an old-time Irish guy. He goes back every September. He's one of my best friends. He's a carpenter. Right. One of the best carpenters in the world.
From Dublin. Yeah.
He built his own. He built his own cabin. Yeah. Here.
My family, my culture, everything. I live there. Life is more simple. It's not so stressful as living here. Hopefully, fulfill one of my dreams here and then go back there and finish my life there.
In Mississippi, they put it in New York Harbor, and there's that torch, you see. And people look at that, and I don't know anybody who's not moved by that. You've got to be moved by that. When you see that torch, there's nobody you say, that betokens hope. The millions and millions that have come here came because they had hope. Slaves didn't, but that's another matter. But generally speaking, those who came willingly came because I have hope for a better me, better family, and a better humanity.
I came from Paris. I came from Transylvania, you know. And I was concentration camp. I was Buchenwald. And I was liberated by the American Army in April 11. I was there not more than 15 years old when I was there. And then I went back home. But I see I was left alone. There's no future for me. So I came back to Germany. And from Germany I went to Paris. From Paris I came to the United States.
Tháinig daoine ar bháid anseo go Ellis Island.